Hello all, it's me, Andy from Blitz Gaming. I hope you're having a great day. Today, we've got a Coolermaster Hyper 212 Black Edition. I'm going to unbox it, show you how to fit it at the end of the day on the 1200 socket. Now, it says it fits 1200 socket, but it's not the only one I've had. The literature you get with it, the paperwork, does not show you how to fit it to a 1200 socket. But it fits exactly the same if you're going to fit it onto a 1150X at the end of the day. So I won't worry about it too much at the end of the day. So let's open her up. We get box of goodies at the end of the day. Comes with a 120mm fan. And yes, it's black at the end of the day. Now, this fan comes off with these clips at the end of the day. Now, I'll give you a hint. You need to take the fan off before you fit it. Yeah. And we've got a stick on the bottom. Please remove. We'll take that off now, because we forget at the end of the day. You have to take the fan off, because when you're screwing it down, the fan gets in the way of the screws. Comes in the book. As I said, it doesn't show you how to fit on a 1200 socket. Yeah, paperwork needs updating. Warranty paperwork at the end of the day. Small back plate at the end of the day. Brackets. We've got two different types of brackets. If it's AMD sockets as well as Intel. Comes with a PWM extension cable. Comes with a second set of brackets. Doesn't give you a second fan, mind you. But if you want to have it in a push-pull, yeah, you can fit another 120mm fan. And it gives you, if I remember rightly, there they are, sticky pads for the other fan so it don't vibrate when you fit it on the holder. So we've got 4 brackets in total with the fan. What have we got there? So let's go through what it fits before we do anything. So it fits on an Intel LGA1200, 2011 version 3, 2011, 1151, 1150, 1155, 1156, 1366 and 1200 socket. And as I said, you use the same process for the 1150, if I remember rightly. I should check at the end of the day. AM4, AM3 plus, AM3, AM2 plus, AM2, FM2 plus, FM2, FM1. Yeah. Now the dimensions are, I shall put all this on the screen at the end of the day, up there somewhere, or that side, depends what way I'm looking at at the time. It is 123 by 77 by 158. Yeah. I said 120mm fan, speed is 800 to 2000 RPM, airflow CFM level is 42, air pressure is 2.9 mmH2O, noise level is between 6.5 and to 26 dBA. Now I'm telling you now, this is quiet. if you compare it to the standard Intel fan, which I got with my 11500K, this is quiet. Yeah. Power connector, 1 4-pin PWM connector. Rated voltage, 12 VDC. Rated current, 0.08 amps. Safety current, 0.16 amps. Power consumption, 0.96 watts. Not that you probably care about all that. The only thing that interests you, how much noise it does, and what size, and how much basically heat does it get rid of. It also comes with a 2-year warranty, which is a bonus, and it says on the bottom, any updates, please go to the website. Okie dokie. So right, it comes with lots of screws. At the end of the day, let me just check if it was 1150. I'm pretty sure it's 1150. At the end of the day, let me have a quick check. So we want the back plate. Yeah, so basically the same as the 1366 1150X or 775 if you go back that far. At the end of the day, I don't need the leaflet because I've installed it several times over already. Right, what we do need is, at the end of the day, we need 4 hexes. Yeah, big 4 blocks hexes. We need 4 metal fittings. Got one flat end and the other end has got a screw head on. At the end of the day, which we attach those 4 hexagon blocks to. I'm missing a clip. There we are. So the clips we need are the big ones. Yeah, you need the big clips, and then the big black clips, which go hold these screws in position. At the end of the day. Now I'll also do an update with this on an AMD 4 a little bit later, but not today. At the end of the day. So we've got them and them. So when you put those hexes down, they'll also give you a fit to go on top, so you can actually screw them in quite nicely, no problem down. Yeah, so that's a bonus. Don't need those. And we don't need them. So you need the angle fittings at the end of the day. These go for the 1200 socket. The flat ones or the square ones, they go for AMD 4. Or say AM4, not AMD 4. And these all tiny screws, you definitely don't want to lose because they hold these brackets on to the fan. And we get a nice little bit of Coolermaster thermal paste. I should use that at the day because it's Coolermaster. I have got thermal tape. Thermal tape. I've got Arctic Silver, which I prefer to use, but we will make use of the Coolermaster paste while we got it. Like you just move this rubbish out of the way, and we fit to a motherboard, which needs to come. You know, you need to take your motherboard out, or if you haven't got that far, if you need to fit a new one, you need to do it before you put it in the case because you've got to put this back plate on at the end of the day, and there's no way you can do that when it's in the case. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a bracket, and you need to have it this way. You saw this grid pattern. It's a way it goes up to the motherboard. So we've got these little screws. At the end of the day, you put them in these. The longest one, not the short one, the longest one. So you have 4 of those. Then we get the old plastic clip underneath. And that goes over the top like so. Push it all the way on, and it stops the screw or the metal fitting falling out. So it should look like that at the end of the day. So now all we've got to do is line it up with the screws holes on the back of the motherboard. You probably have to play around with them slightly. In this case it's slightly not wide enough, the screws. So there we are, like so. You get those hexagon nut things, whatever you want to call them. Screw them down to each one. Now I should put them on at each angle. Just make sure the back plate goes on nice and evenly. Down like so. Get that little lock nut or whatever you wish to call it, which they supplied. Tighten up. Yeah, don't over tighten it because you don't want to crack your motherboard. Like so. So far so good. I hope you can see that okay on the screen. Now get the old fan. Let's move the mobile slightly to the left. Now you get these brackets. Now they should stick remember right, is it up that way? Yeah, it's up that way. So they go above. There's like a little groove. Yeah. So they go in there, a little groove like so. And you get that little screw, which I said maybe you don't lose because you're going to be in trouble if you do, because I only give you 2 at the end of the day. As it goes, like I said, it goes nice and snug underneath, like I said, in that groove. The little screw. Now when you buy this fan, I shall put the measurement of the height. Now I'm putting this into a Corsair 4000D, and it fits easily in a case height wise. But on this motherboard, I've already done a test one, by the way. When this goes down on there, the fan, now I've got low profile memory, but that literally comes straight over and they're touching, yeah. So you want to make, depends what board you've got. This may not be the ideal thing, and if you've got very high memory, you may struggle to get the fan on. Okay, so we've done that. Now obviously the main thing, at the end of the day, now this is only a small processor. At the end of the day, now just to let you know, obviously when Alder Lake comes out, now I'm only going by the pictures, but it looks like it's not going to be square. It looks like it's going to be a bit of an oblong, so you'll probably have to do with, instead of doing a blob in the middle, yeah, you might have to do like an X, or at least a line at the end of the day to make sure it spreads even. So right, that's on there like so. Don't forget to take the plastic thing off as we did earlier on. Now my ball goes in so and so. You got to remember the way it goes up, because obviously you've got the label on the top, Coolermaster. Now if you want that on show, make sure you put it the right way around. Now it can go any way at the end of the day. But we're going to have the fan this side blowing air into the block, and then it gets sucked out by the exhaust fan. So basically just line it up, just tighten one side down, just enough to get the threads on. Put your hand on the top, going at an angle, lock there, lock there, yeah. So don't over tighten it, end off. So now we get the old brackets. And so our CPU header, fan headers there. So we'll have that there. So you've got the sticky pads on the back. Yeah, so it fits nice and snug and stop it from vibrating. So basically, when you get these clips, put them in the holes. Clip the ends on, and the holes closest to the heatsink. Hold that in position like so. You've got both sides, and just pull the clip just so it goes in that groove down each side of the heatsink, and then that ain't coming off. Then we just plug in the fan header. It goes in. Now I'll show you the memory sticks. And then as I said, I've got low profile and then memory modules. So let's get it right around. So I don't know if you can see that. I mean, that's coming up right there. I mean, there's not a lot of room on there. If that was another 5mm for the heatsink, yeah, because obviously if I had ones where I've got glowies on it, that may not fit. And then you may have to pull I mean, you could probably pull the fan up, yeah, at the end of the day, but then obviously you might be losing some over the top, which is a bit pointless really. But that's it, really. That is the Coolermaster 212 Black Edition. Yes, it does come in an element standard colour, which I think is basically about £10 cheaper at the end of the day. And they also do an RGB version, which is about £15 dearer. And I think this one was, I'll put the price on the screen, because I can't remember exactly, but I think it's £35 in the UK. Okay, so there is the Black Edition at the end of the day of Coolermaster's 212 CPU cooler. Okay, AMD version. Now this is an AMD 3 socket, not an AMD 4. The only difference is you got this is different. You probably have two bars down the side, and these holds in slightly different position. But the procedure is exactly, well, 99% the same. When you put the bracket on for the two screws, there's two positions. They go in the screws. It's rather out or in at the end of the day. On the bracket itself, yeah, basically they'll either go here in this corner or that corner. Basically, you soon know when you come to put it on. Put it that way at the end of the day. Right, well, we don't want this bracket, so we take this bracket off. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an AM4 socket board free at this time, so we have to go back in time to AM3. Push the back plate out of the way, don't need that. Okay, when we're doing the AMD version, the smooth side goes to the motherboard. Now when we've done the Intel version, it was the other way around, but now it's this way around. Let's move the board out of the way a second. We need the following: the long brackets, the 4 screws, the 4 hex blocks, the 2 little screws to attach these bars to the heatsink, and we need these brackets, and they're the smaller version of the plastic fitting, because we use the bigger version on the Intel setup. Okay, right, we're going this way on, and we put the hole at the end of the day, put these screws in like we did before, but as I said, this bracket's upside down. These ones are a bit difficult to get on if I remember rightly. Like so. Now when you put that clip on, it tells you at the end of the day you've got 2 different holes, and we want it on the outer hole. If I remember right, let me just check. Is it outer one or inner one? So we want it on, being difficult. Yeah, we want it on the outer side for AMD. So if you're doing AMD 4, you'll push it inwards. You'll soon know, as I said, when you come to put it together. All you got to do is push the screw that way or that way. At the end of the day. It can be a bit fiddly to get on. Not like the other ones, the Intel version was a lot easier. If we see if we got it right. Perfect fit. At the end of the day, let's make sure we've got nothing else missing. Oh, so it goes on like so, as it holds a lot bigger on this board than what they were on the Intel. So you have that as before. Tighten up with the hex blocks. Now I would do the other Intel socket, but I don't have an Intel board at all on hand, and the chance of me buying one is like 0 because it's out of date. I'm tighten it up with the holder it supplies. Again, don't over tighten. And here we're done. Okay, I thought I made a bit of a mistake, but it's not me, it's the leaflet. And when you look at these brackets, these screws are in the wrong position. They're probably set up for AM4. But as obviously when you're putting this back plate on, it says you've got to have these in the inside position for AM3 and AM4 on the outside position. You've got to change the bracket as well, and by changing it you just push it down at the end of the day and push it over to the other side of the hole at the end of the day. So you've got 2 positions on the slot. You can't just push it over, you've got to push it down and put it over to one side. Then they all line up. I couldn't understand why it weren't fitting then. I thought, well, what are they going on? So then yeah, that should be perfectly lined now to go on. So as before, oops, pop some thermal paste down, 1 gigabyte. I don't know if it's me, but Acon's thermal paste, it goes everywhere. No matter how hard you try, it just decides to go everywhere under the sun. So if I remember rightly, we want it this way, we want the label going down facing the graphic card. Pop that on top like so. So I'm making a triangle pattern. Okay, so we've got the fan on, just as before. Got the pads, where we're coming this way, and not going out the exhaust. Now, just in case you don't know about fans, just to give you a hint, the side, now because obviously some fans don't have the arrows on telling what way the airflow goes. The side, the ugly side, which has got the bracket what holds it all together, yeah, is always is the way the air will always go. So the nice side is the sucker, ugly side is the blower. Just remember that. So we should put that down. Where's the old CPU header on this one? Good question. It's there. It's right in the back. So we'll have it that way round. Okay. So roll that in position. Get one of the clamps out in a day. Get in the right spots would be nice. Hold up there. Switch hands. Side is not going on properly, something it don't like. And there we have it. AMD 3, AMD 4 version. Or AMD 2, if you want to go back that far. Okay, if you like the video, please comment and subscribe. Laters all.